All right, we're finally playing Injustice 2, the official version. I have some videos of the beta version on my channel, but I never played the official version because I never had the official version before now. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through every single character and just kind of spout whatever comic book knowledge I have on each of these characters, and we'll see how it goes. So,
never met a hag like this.
Hags, witches, you're all the same to me.
There's no witch like Enchantress.
Begin.
Sorry, I just wanted to make sure you were able to hear the character interaction there. But yeah, so first off, we're starting off with Hellboy and Enchantress. And of course, Enchantress, the only thing that I really know about her is what I've seen in the Suicide Squad movie. And from what I've seen from that movie, she's interesting. Yeah, that's what I'll say. But I do know a little bit more about Hellboy. I know what I've seen from the movies. I know he's not a DC Comics character. I forget which comic book company usually makes the Hellboy comics. But he's got his own series. He is a demon. And he's got a big fist. And he was found, I think, by... who was it, like Germans during World War II? Something like that. I think that's how the story goes. But yeah, he's a good guy. Everybody pegs him for a bad guy just because of his appearance, and he's actually a very good boy. He was played by Ron Perlman in the first two Hellboy movies, and then he was played by the actor who plays Hopper from Stranger Things in the most recent movie, which doesn't have anything to do with the first two movies. Now, let me just say, the first two Hellboy movies are very nice and cool. I definitely recommend you watch them. They're directed by Guillermo del Toro. And, yeah, they're just really solid movies. I think Hellboy is a very, very interesting character, and those two movies are very fun watches. And he's a funny character, and it's just nice and refreshing. And they're really underrated. I really don't hear much about those movies. Yeah, look at those. It's got the crown and the horns. To the victor go the spoils, man. He's just a fun character. I want to read some more of his comics. And, yeah, hopefully they make more movies about him. Good movies, because the last one I heard wasn't too good. Moving on, let's... the way I'm going to do it, I'm just going to go with whatever two characters are lined up here, and I'm just going to work my way through to the very end. So yes, we are going to end with the Atom fighting one of the Ninja Turtles, but I digress. So I'm going to go ahead and fight as Sub-Zero just because I feel like it. And Sub-Zero is going to fight Black Manta, and I'm just going to randomize. So yeah, we'll spout some nonsense about these two because I'm a big Mortal Kombat fan, and I know a thing or two about Black Manta.
Is that garb designed to intimidate?
It's designed to make you a corpse.
It will succeed at neither, Black Manta. Begin.
Nice. So, Black Manta, I think, is going to be one of the main villains in Aquaman 2, coming soon. And I can't wait to see what they do with Black Manta. I really dug Black Manta in the first Aquaman movie. I thought his scene was really cool. A lot of people say that he looked like a Power Rangers villain. And yeah, I could see that, but like, come on, they did the best that they could with such a goofy character design. Like, how are you supposed to not have fun with that design? Like, come on. But, yeah, so, oh, frick. And then, just fun fact, his son in the comics is Aqualad, sidekick to Aquaman. And I won't go into too much about that character, just know that he's sometimes affiliated with the Teen Titans, a lot of the time affiliated with Aquaman. And yeah, it's just an interesting character in the comics. And yeah, I don't really remember Black Manta being in anything like recently besides the Aquaman movie. What have I seen him in? I have to have seen him in something, like some cartoon or something. I think in Young Justice, specifically Season 2, he plays a big role, but other than that, there's not really much to say about him. And then switching gears here to Mortal Kombat, Sub-Zero, awesome. The actor that played him in the most recent movie, awesome. Can't wait for Mortal Kombat 2. It is going to be a fun time. And Mortal Kombat Snowblind animated movie, very good. I highly recommend watching it because it is a very good movie, and he's one of the main characters in it, and he teaches Kenshi, I think his name is.
Power Girl.
So we're going to move on. Oh, Power Girl. Ooh, should I do Power Girl or Super Girl? You know what? Let's do Super Girl. Let me see if I have a Super Girl loadout. Yeah. Because she was in... Okay, I have a lot to say about these two characters. So I'll start off with Supergirl right after they do their character interaction here.
This planet needs my help.
Earth can help itself.
That's not how it looks to me.
Begin.
So Supergirl was in the Flash movie. Now granted, it was a very different take on Supergirl, but everybody's loving it. Everybody thought the actress did a really good job, and yeah, I agree with them. I think she was definitely an interesting take, the one in the Flash movie, and I would very much like to see more. And it's a bummer that we didn't get to see her interact with Henry Cavill. So I don't know if James Gunn is planning on using the same actress for upcoming Superman projects, but hopefully he does in some way, shape, or form, because she was very cool. And a very interesting take on the character. But that's all I'll say about Supergirl. The only other thing I have to say is that for a while, her comics were pretty wild. She became a Red Lantern at one point. What was it? I forget what else. I don't really remember much from her in the comics, but her TV show was really cheesy and ridiculous, and I never bothered to watch it. I think at one point she became like Iron Man or something. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But yeah. So Supergirl, not one of my favorite characters, but you know, I really dug the version that was portrayed in The Flash, even though it wasn't like entirely accurate to the comics, but I digress. Now Swamp Thing, I really am interested in the character of Swamp Thing. He has a very interesting story, a very interesting origin, and the Swamp Thing TV show that was on the DC Universe app before it got... Oh shoot. Are you serious? Look at how close that was. Anyways, the Swamp Thing TV show that only lasted for like one season because there was like an error in like how calculating how much it would cost to film in like North Carolina or something. Canceled the TV show after one season, even though it was very highly acclaimed and everybody loved it. I got that one season on Blu-ray, and it was a really fun show. It was awesome. The horror aspect of it was really good. And yeah, I really dig. I'm sad that we didn't get any more seasons of Swamp Thing, but hopefully sometime down the line, Warner Brothers will breathe new life into Swamp Thing, either in the cinematic universe or in the TV universe, and we get to see more of him. So I definitely recommend that one season of Swamp Thing. If you go on Amazon and look it up, I think it'll say Swamp Thing, the complete series. They won't label it as season 1 because there's only one season. It got canceled after one season. But I highly recommend watching it. It's really cool, and I need to read more Swamp Thing comics. Apparently, they've done a lot of crazy stuff with that character. But let's go ahead and move on. We're going to do Green Arrow versus Cyborg. And again, we're going to randomize where they're going to fight. It seems to me like there's less areas to fight in this one than the first game, which is interesting. I might be wrong about that.
Heard he got sucker punched by Superman.
History's about to repeat itself.
Begin.
So there isn't really much to say. I talked a lot about Cyborg and Green Arrow in my last Injustice playthrough of the first game. Green Arrow, I think, looks really cool in this game. I want to see more of him. I feel kind of bad because his comics have gotten like really bad reviews. I've heard like really bad stuff about his recent comics. I think he's doing a little better now. I don't know if there's like an ongoing series on him, but I think he's doing better. Cyborg, I think, is still rolling with the Justice League. Maybe he's rolling with the Teen Titans again. I'm not really sure. I haven't been keeping up with DC Comics recently. I want to get back into it just because I miss reading those. Let's have some fun here. Yeah! Look at that. Oh, I can't wait for Injustice 3. I really do hope they make a third one. These are fun games. But yeah, I already talked a lot of what I know from these two, so just go watch that other video if you want to know what I know about these characters. But yeah, Arrow was a good show, and I would very much like to see these two characters in their own movie things. Yeah, that's all I'll say about that. But let's go ahead and move on. We're going to do Catwoman versus Dr. Fate. And let's go ahead and hear their character interaction here.
How much is that helmet worth?
This helm is priceless.
Perfect. I'll take it.
Begin.
Yeah, so Catwoman in The Batman, played by, I think Zoe Kravitz is her name. I really dug that version of Catwoman. I don't know, really cool. I think she really embodies Catwoman very well. Her and Robert Pattinson's Batman. Really good combo. I can't wait for the Batman 2. I really want to see what they do with those two characters. Hopefully they both come back for that one. But yeah, that's all I'll say about Catwoman. Really like her design. I didn't point this out, I don't think, in the last video that I did where I played against her. Catwoman is another one of those ones that girls really like to cosplay for some reason. Which I'm not complaining about, but it's like, I just really want to know like the reason why, because I read the Catwoman comics for like a little while. From what I read, it wasn't very interesting. I really dug what they were doing with her in the Batman comics. But other than that, there's not really much I can say about Catwoman, other than I really enjoyed the most recent movie interpretation. Now, Dr. Fate, I really enjoyed his most recent movie interpretation as well in Black Adam. He was played by Pierce Brosnan, who was famous for playing James Bond at one point. And honestly, I think it was amazing casting. And he was really the heart of that movie, and he looked cool, and I think it showed off his powers well. I don't think it really got too deep into like how sucky it is to be Dr. Fate, because when you put on that helmet, Dr. Fate basically takes over your body, as they portray in the Young Justice cartoon. But you know, it was a Black Adam's movie. They didn't have to explain it in that movie, but Pierce Brosnan did a good job. Really appreciated seeing Dr. Fate. Oh, this. Yes. Okay. First off, I'm going to play as the Flash. And then second off, Blue Beetle. Oh, snap. Okay. There's a lot to say about these two characters here. So, I won't really go much into the Flash.
Flash? No way you're fast enough, kid.
Mind if we get a picture after?
Begin.
Okay. So, the most recent Flash movie, I really dug. I thought it was fun. I'm sad to hear that it's kind of tanking at the box office. But, you know, it is what it is. I enjoyed the interpretation. Not sure what's going to happen with the Flash moving forward, as is the case, unfortunately, with a lot of these DC actors right now. But, you know, hoping for the best. We'll see what happens. But, yeah. Now, like I said with Catwoman and Green Arrow and Cyborg, I talked more about the Flash in the first video of Injustice 1, the playthrough there. So watch that video to learn what I know about the Flash. Really dig his comics. But yeah, Blue Beetle. Okay, I like Blue Beetle as a character. I think he's cool. I think there's a lot of potential with him, and I'm glad that Warner Brothers made the smart decision, and instead of just releasing his movie directly to HBO Max, they're going to actually give his movie a theatrical release. He's going to be played by Jolo Zolo?
It's a little of both.
How do you say it? I forget how you say it. I think it's Jolo, and then I forget his last name. But the kid who plays Miguel in Cobra Kai, I think that is ace casting, and I can't wait to see how that Blue Beetle movies goes. I think it's going to be a really fun time. So hopefully that one does well. Hopefully it doesn't bomb like The Flash does, but I can't wait. The Blue Beetle comics, the recent ones that I've read haven't been great, but I still really dig him as a character. He's got a cool design, cool origin, and there's a lot of untapped potential with him in the cinematic universe, and yeah, I want to see more of him. Okay, Firestorm and Green Lantern. So I'm not going to go into Green Lantern too much. I already talked... Oh, there's Jon Stewart. That's the third Green Lantern. I didn't know I had a loadout for him, but yeah.
Why you gotta hate on people?
Boots are boots, rooks are rooks.
I'll toast you like a marshmallow.
Begin.
That was kind of a lame line, but yeah. Like I said, watch that first video if you want to know what I know about Green Lantern. But Firestorm, another really cool character that has a lot of potential. He made an appearance in the Arrowverse on the CW shows. I think he was mainly in The Flash. So they kind of showed off his power set and stuff. But I think he's a really cool character, you know, just the idea of like these two guys coming together to, you know, form Firestorm. It's cool. It's a really cool idea. It's interesting. And I don't know. I just really dig the idea of Firestorm. He's really cool, and like he can. His power is like mainly fire. It looks like, but like he also has like the power to like, I think, control matter and like change matter and stuff. So that's cool. I really dig that. And there's a recent comic that they did. It's a few years old now, I think, but it's called Future's End. DC New 52 Future's End. And he's a major player in that one. And I really dug that. I think there was definitely a compelling story there with Firestorm. And it was just awesome. I really want to know more about Firestorm. He's such a cool character. And I really dug what I've seen with him so far. I'm so glad that he got added to this game because he's such a cool character. I really want to see like a movie about him. I think that would be cool. Notice how I'm doing significantly better with this game than I am with the first game. I don't know what it is with that first game, because I'm fighting like medium mode right now, and for the most part I've been pretty much doing well against the opponents. Yeah, and I probably just jinxed myself here. Nope. Haha.
Firestorm wins.
Oh my gosh, he looks cool in this game. Gosh, that's awesome. We need more Firestorm, DC. Come on. Make it happen. Okay, so Aquaman and Harley Quinn. I think I've fought as... I don't really do well as Harley Quinn, so I guess I'll fight as her, and then Aquaman.
Fighters approaching Atlantis.
Of course, because Harley Quinn... It would make sense for her to be in Atlantis, right?
Calamari make you sad?
Enough of your nonsense.
Clearly, you're emotional about it.
Begin.
Ow. Ah! Tentacles. Oh yeah, hyenas. Anyways, what can I say? I talked a lot about Aquaman in the first video, so I won't say much here. I'll just reiterate that I really want to see Jason Momoa get recast as Lobo. I think that just makes way too much sense. And I am going to forever make jokes about DC if they don't do that. But that being said, let's talk about Harley Quinn here, because like I said, it's crazy how popular the character has gotten. Like, she started off, She was originally introduced in the cartoon. She wasn't even a comic book character at the point that they introduced her. She got brought into the comics. Yeah, you ain't doing nothing to me, bud. Sorry. But oh shoot. It's crazy, like the redesign, like this design here, like this is like her main design pretty much now. And I'm pretty sure that's a design that came from the comics. So it's really interesting to see just like how evolved she's gotten and how popular her as a character has become in such a short amount of time. I don't know when the original, that Batman, the animated series came out, but it wasn't too long ago. Like, she is a fairly recent character, and for her to like evolve and get as popular over the course of time that she has, it is astounding to me. It's just, wow. A lot of respect to the character. It's just, I go more into it in the first video, but yeah, that's all I'll say about that.
Batman.
Okay. I have quite a few things to say about Black Canary. So, all I'll say about Batman... Oh.
New rule, no gadgets.
Indoor voices only.
It's gonna come down to technique.
Begin.
So, rest in peace, Kevin Conroy. First off, I'll say that. He literally was Batman. I can't wait to see what they do with the Batman 2. Rob Pattinson, he killed it as Batman. Can't wait to see what they do in that second movie. And I can't wait to see who they cast as the next Batman. It was pretty funny what they did with Batman at the end of the Flash movie. I'm not going to spoil what happened, but I had a really good chuckle and laugh at what they decided to do. So we'll see the repercussions, if there are any, after this Flash movie and James Gunn's new universe. But Black Canary, okay. She has been in a lot of like the cartoons. She was in Arrow. And she's mainly synonymous with like Green Arrow. She is a lot of the times the girlfriend and or wife of Green Arrow. And yeah, it's interesting to see that kind of combination there. I'm just gonna frick Batman up again. Oh dang, I didn't even get through his first health bar. But she's one I was really digging the interpretation they decided to go with for Birds of Prey. I know a lot of people didn't really dig that version, but I think the actress that they chose for that movie did really good. I would very much like to see more of her, so hopefully she has a place in James Gunn's DC universe. And overall, I just want to, you know, watch Birds of Prey. Give it a chance. I really dug that movie. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Okay.
Fighters approaching Red Sun Prison.
Alright, I'm gonna talk quite a bit about these two characters here after their interaction.
My torturer Desaad has an interest in you.
Nothing you can do hasn't been done to me already.
Challenge accepted.
Begin.
Wow, really? They really had Darkseid say that. Wow, look at Superman in the background. Anyways, okay, so Darkseid, there's not really much to say about him. I really dug the way that he looked in Zack Snyder's Justice League on HBO. It would have been cool to see what they decided to do with him. But, you know, we're probably not going to see that now. And it's a shame, but it is what it is. I really don't think at this point, you know, DC's ready for like a villain like Darkseid to be the main bad guy yet. They kind of have to build up to him like they did with Thanos in the MCU. So yeah, maybe one day. In the cartoons and stuff, he's pretty cool. He was like the main bad guy in the first story arc of the New 52 first arc of Justice League. And yeah, that's really all I'll say about him. Now, Red Hood, he is the second Robin. I mentioned that in the first Injustice video. And yeah, it's just really cool. I really dig him as a character.
Enjoy your last moments, worm.
Been dead, done that.
And I'm glad that they included him in Injustice 2. It's just... awesome. But I can't wait to see. I know they did a version of him in Titans. I don't watch Titans. I didn't mention anything about Titans in the first video because I don't watch it. But I'm very interested to see what they do with Red Hood in the movies. I recommended a movie in the first video, Batman Under the Hood. Really good. Very, very good movie. I highly recommend it. It's animated. It's fun. The guy who voices Bender in Futurama voices the Joker. It's just a fun time. So I really dig Red Hood as a character overall.
I'm a little rusty, Diana.
I was too when Kara freed me.
Help me shake it off.
Begin.
Kind of interesting this matchup here because at one point in the comics these two were going out. I still don't really know how I feel about that. I mean, I guess it makes sense, but like, I don't know. I feel like Superman and Wonder Woman had more of a brotherly, sisterly vibe, so it was really weird seeing them go out in the New 52. I think as of the recording of this video, it's gone back to Superman being like husband and wife with Lois Lane, and Diana's just kind of doing her own thing. Boom. Boom. I just want to say, this game looks beautiful. I really dig the aesthetic of this game. I just want to praise that for a moment here. Like, look at all this. The amount of detail and everything, and I just really love this game. But, what else is there to say about these two? Like, honestly, I really dig Superman as a character. I know a lot of people kind of find him to be kind of boring and OP, but if you read the comics, he's a good character. Superman, he is a superhero. He is the superhero. He has ideals. He is a father. Gosh, he's such a good character in the comics. I really wish Henry Cavill had the chance to accurately portray that in the movies, but now we'll never get to see it. But we do get to see his weird CGI'd mustache face, but I digress. And then Wonder Woman, I still really need to get into like more of her comics. I really need to find like a good Wonder Woman comic. I think she's okay as a character. I need to find like a story arc that like really shows Wonder Woman for who she is as a character. There's not really much to say about her, at least from my point of view. Wow, my win to lose ratio is going to be really good on this game.
Black Adam. The Joker. Fighters approaching Brainiac's ship.
I just had a funny thought seeing this matchup here. I'll share it after the interaction.
Love the lightning. Nice zip crackle.
I'm glad you approve.
Let's see if killing you shuts it off.
Begin.
I just thought, how funny would it be if instead of fighting Henry Cavill's Superman, The Rock tried fighting, what's his name? Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. Like, how funny would that be? I would pay to see that movie, honestly. That is a hilarious thought. Oh my gosh. But, yeah. I talked a lot about Black Adam in the first movie. I didn't really talk much in the first video that I did of the first game's playthrough. I'm just gonna keep punching until I win. But Joker, I really dig as a character. There's a comic book that I really wanted to recommend from... Oh, this is awesome. Did I mention how beautiful this game looks? Anyways. But there's a comic book that got printed recently. It's called The Three Jokers. And it was a very interesting read. It's supposed to be like a sequel to The Killing Joke, which is another really good comic book. Not so much a good movie. They did an animated movie not too long ago, and it's pretty rough. But the comics, dude, oh my gosh. Three Jokers, I really need to reread that one. There's a lot that goes on with it. It's got Red Hood, it's got Batgirl, it's got three freaking Jokers. and Batman, and overall, it's just a really good read. I really recommend that one, and I can't wait to see what comes next with that specific story. I want to know what happens next. But yeah, so that's all I'll say about that. And this is going to be a very interesting matchup.
Fighters approaching Kondak.
Kondak.
Angry about your sister?
You have no idea.
Let it out!
Begin.
Jeez, Atrocitus, why do you got such an anger fetish, man? Anyways, so Captain Cold, I really dug his character in the Flash TV show. I think they portrayed him pretty well, and, you know, him and Barry's relationship. And then he was a really fun character in Legends of Tomorrow. I still have to finish that show. I never watched the ending of it. And Atrocitus, I like the idea of the red lanterns. There's so many like different colors for lanterns. There's like red lanterns, orange lantern, green lanterns, yellow lanterns, white lantern, black lantern. What's that color? Like purple lantern. They basically go through the whole rainbow with the Green Lantern. And yeah, I just think it would be really interesting. You know what? I have something to say. I bought a DVD recently that I got for free. There's a store called Big Lots, and they were having like this deal. They usually have like deals on weekends where you come in, they choose like a item that they choose to give away for free, and if you come in on a certain weekend, they'll give you that item for free. This particular weekend, they were giving out DVDs for free, so I went and I got myself a DC Comics cartoon starter pack DVD. And in that DVD, it had an episode of the Green Lantern show from Cartoon Network. And I'll just say, I wrote off that show because, you know, it was a CG animated show, and it, to me, looked horrendous. But recently, they did an arc in Young Justice where they kind of acknowledged a story arc that happened in that show. And they kind of wrapped up that story arc a little bit. And after watching that episode on the DC Comics pack, it's like, holy crud, the writing is really good in this show. So now I really want to watch that show, and I'm kind of interested to see what they do. I think HBO Max is making another Green Lantern series. So overall, I think I'm slowly becoming like a Green Lantern fan, just in general of the whole Lantern series. It's like, wow. They're getting like, there's a lot of story to tell. There's a lot of story potential with the Lanterns, and I'm surprised that there hasn't been like a good like movie interpretation. So yeah, that's all I'll say about that. Now this
Robin.
is going to be fun.
Gorilla Grodd.
I have quite a bit to say about these characters. All right, so first off, Damian Wayne Robin. Oh, character interaction.
You're going to wish Batman found you.
A threat, Damien?
A reminder I've got no qualms killing you.
Begin.
Oh, yeah. Anyways, so yeah, Damian Wayne Robin, he is the fourth Robin. He's Batman's son. And he's pretty hardcore. He's a lot younger in the comics. He's like 14, I think, right now. And for the longest time, he was like 11 or 12. And he was Robin, but he like killed people, and he had no problems killing people, and Batman had to like rein him in a lot. So yeah, really interesting take on Robin, and I can't wait to see if they do that in the upcoming Batman and Robin movie. Gorilla Grodd. Let me just point out the elephant in the room. I love the meme from Legends of Tomorrow where he meets Barack Obama, and he's just like, Barack Obama. If you haven't seen that meme, look it up. It's hilarious, especially out of context. It was hilarious in the show, but out of context, it's even more ridiculous. But yeah, Gorilla Grodd, he's cool. I honestly, I feel like he might be a more interesting villain to the Flash than Reverse Flash. But like Gorilla Grodd, from what I've seen him in, he is a literal beast, dude. Like, look at this. He's literally chomping bits out of Robin right now. I really want to see Gorilla Grodd in a movie. I think it would be cool. I can understand why DC Comics had like a gorilla craze. back in the day. Look that up. DC Comics had a gorilla craze where they put gorillas on the cover of like every comic book. And I can understand why. But yeah, that's all I'll say about that. We just love gorillas. Notice how much better I'm doing at this game than I am in the first one. I think the rust is starting to come off a little bit. Okay.
Cheetah.
You fear failing your goddess
I always find my prey.
because you are afraid.
Begin.
Okay, Scarecrow and Cheetah. First off, Cheetah, I really dig her design. I think she's really cool. Like, it's always interesting seeing, like, the artwork for her in the comics. In the movie, she looks horrendous. I'm just gonna say it. Like, Kristen Wiig, or I think that's the one who played her in the movie, 1984. I forget which Christian it was, but she did a good job playing her, but, like, the CG on her looked horrendous. Like, oh my gosh. It's like, you didn't really have to go too crazy with the cheetah design. You just had to, like, make it look good. But, like, that cheetah design from that movie was rough, to say the least. And here's another character that a lot of girls like to cosplay. I'm pretty sure it seems like every, like, major girl character from DC, girls seem to like to cosplay. And I'm just like, is it just, like, the look? Are they actually, like, fans of the character? Like, do they read the comics or anything? Like, there hasn't been, like, a whole ton of media with, like, a lot of the female characters, so it's kind of shocking to me that there's a lot of people that like want to cosplay as them. But that's really all I'll say about Cheetah. I don't really know much about her. Haven't really read anything with her in it. Haven't seen much media with her in it. She's fun in this game. She's pretty cool. Now this version of Scarecrow is awesome. I like that he uses the fear toxin to make himself look insane. It's like, it is a very interesting interpretation of Scarecrow. And I died, okay. But, yeah. Scarecrow as a character, I thought he was cool in the Dark Knight trilogy. I need to see more about him. I need to read The Long Halloween. I think he's, like, the major villain in that comic book. So, yeah. I really dig this version of Scarecrow, though. It's pretty cool. Let's do Deadshot against Bane.
Approaching Slaughter Swamp.
Ooh, Slaughter Swamp.
You're a big one, aren't you?
We are both gods of battle.
You're all done playing God.
Begin.
And I won't talk much about Bane. Like I said in the last video, I wish that they would have portrayed him more so as how he's portrayed in the comics, in the movies and shows, because he's actually pretty intimidating in the comics. He's a pretty big threat, but in this one, he's just... Well, in the games, at least, they portray him pretty well, but... I don't know. Something about the movie versions of Bane just... I wish they would try harder, you know? But that being said, you can hear more about it in the first video. Now, Deadshot. Deadshot is a pretty cool character, and the stuff that I've seen, surprisingly, I've seen a lot of Suicide Squad stuff. The idea of the Suicide Squad is just so interesting to me. They're a really interesting group to like read about and watch, and it's just wow. I appreciated Will Smith's portrayal in the first Suicide Squad movie. He looked cool in that one. The comic accuracy of the suit was like really cool. And in this game too, he looks pretty cool. And yeah, just him as a character overall. To me, I feel like he would have a very interesting comic book series if they decided to do like a 6-issue miniseries on him. It would be a really interesting run because Deadshot, from what I've seen, he's a pretty conflicted villain character. Almost to the point of him being an anti-hero. Like, he is such a compelling character, and I really just want to see more like Deadshot stuff. And I'm sad that he wasn't in the second Suicide Squad, but Bloodsport was pretty cool. I like that. I didn't think I was going to dig Bloodsport as much as I did, but yeah. Playing this game again reminds me why I love it so much. I just love this game.
Deadshot wins.
Nothing but praise for this game. It's beautiful. The story is awesome. The aesthetics are clean. The characters they chose, oh my gosh.
Brainiac.
This is such a fun game.
Poison Ivy. Fighters approaching Slaughter Swamp.
All right.
Join me. I will spare the green.
I'm not naive, Brainiac.
You are if you refuse me.
Begin.
Now these two characters, I don't really know much about. Like Poison Ivy, I've seen in cartoons. I've read some comics with her. To me, she's not really all that compelling of a character. I really haven't seen any like sort of media that I especially dug her in. Brainiac, pretty much the same. You know, he's like a Thanos level villain. I guess it's pretty interesting, like the different interpretations he's had. He's had like different versions where he's like more organic, and then there's like versions like this where he's more of like a machine. But yeah, Brainiac, I think I liked him more when he was like a hero. He's like, there's a version of him that's like a hero as part of the what is it? Oh crud, what show was that? Oh, I'm forgetting the name of the show. What was that show? It was like an old animated show. I think it played on like Cartoon Network. It had like a young Superman. Legion of Superheroes, that's what it was. So yeah, he's like there's like a young version of him. It's a hero. He's a part of the Legion of Superheroes. That I think is pretty interesting and cool. This version, yeah, I don't really care for. In fact, I don't mind if like I lose to Poison Ivy right now just because I should have chosen Poison Ivy. She's much more fun to play as. He's just slow in this game, man. I don't know, he's not one of my mains. Oh! But that being said, I would like to see more live-action portrayals of these two. Reminds me of Little Shop of Horrors. Not a DC movie, but it's a pretty good musical. I highly recommend it. Okay, so... Ooh, yes. Okay, I'm going to play as Raiden, just because... Cannot wait for Mortal Kombat 1. Oh, Black Lightning. Okay. I forgot that I had him as a loadout. Ah, I love this game. Look at that.
Help me understand your fighting style.
Ever been struck by lightning?
Oh, now I get it.
Begin.
Okay. So, Starfire, she's an interesting character. She's been a part of different groups. She's been a part of the Teen Titans. She's been a part of the Outlaws. She's worked with Red Hood. And, yeah, it's just interesting seeing her interpretations. But I want to talk about Black Lightning. Okay, so there was the TV show on the CW. It wasn't really related to the Arrowverse. They did kind of bring him on later on. I don't think it was like an official part of it. But like, I don't know. He's just a cool character. Like, look at this. I want to learn more. Because this is awesome. And his suit is cool. He was in Young Justice Season 4, I think. He was like a major player in that season. Or was it Season 3? Maybe both seasons. But yeah, him as a character, he is... I really dug that interpretation of him. And his powers look cool. And I would very much like to see like a movie on him. Let me know. If any of you guys have seen the show, let me know how that is. I really want to see what that's like. But he feels pretty smooth in this game. Probably because it's literally just like a skin of Raiden. But like, I want to do that super move again. Please let me get it. Yes! Apologies to Starfire, but this is just awesome. I love this game, man.
Lightning wins.
All right, we're. I didn't expect to make it to the final playthrough so quick, but what can I say, guys? I'm just having so much. You know what? No, I want to play as a Ninja Turtle. I want to fight the tiny guy as a Ninja Turtle.
Fighters approaching Gotham City.
Let's see this interaction. The turtles have funny ones.
I fought mice bigger than you. Want a sigh in the eye, wise guy? They had better table manners, too.
Begin.
So the Atom, he's a pretty cool character. I think this version is Ryan Choi. The usual Atom is Ray Palmer, I think his name is. And then this version is like his student. He's an Asian guy named Ryan Choi. They're both good characters. I would very much like to see them in like movie form or like a TV show. Haven't really read much of them in the comics, but from what I have read, seeing them interact with like the Justice League and stuff, it's pretty fun. And yeah, that's all I'll say about that. Now the Ninja Turtles, I grew up with the friggin' Ninja Turtles, okay? The 2003 TV series was my jam. Oh my gosh, I love the Ninja Turtles. And I've seen, as of the recording of this video, I've only seen like the trailers for the new movie that's coming out, the animated movie from Seth Rogen, Mutant Mayhem. I cannot wait for that, you guys. The Ninja Turtles, they also have quite a history too. Like they started off as like comic book characters. It was like a black and white, gritty comic book. And then they got their own TV series, and like it's evolved and changed. They've gotten multiple movies, multiple TV series. Okay, I just want to see this real fast. He punched my turtle nose. Oh man, that is so cool. I love being a turtle. Alright, let's end this fool. Yes. Can't wait for the new movie coming out.
Raphael wins.
Nice.
Pizza time.
Pepperoni.
Okay, that pizza has no right looking that good. Oh man. It's been a while since I played this game, you guys, and I forgot just how much I loved it. It is such a fun game. I can't wait for Injustice 3. Hopefully it doesn't disappoint. And I'm looking forward to Mortal Kombat 1. So, yeah, that's basically all I know about all these characters. Can't wait to see what comes next in the Injustice universe, what comes next in the DC film universe, and what comes next for DC Comics. Hopefully I can get back into reading more of the comics. But I love being a DC fan, just like I love being a turtle. And, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. If you made it this far, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Later.